Okay, 15 years ago, I got married. And on my marriage day, it was raining heavily the whole day. The people coming on my reception were telling me the reason behind that rain on my marriage day. They were telling me that I might have leaked the rice cooking spoon, so it is raining on my marriage day. Really? Is there any relation between a rain coming on my marriage day and a rice cooking spoon leaked by me? Did I do so? I said, no way. I have never cooked rice in my home. How can I leak the rice cooking spoon? Then they started to tell me, if not you, your wife might have leaked the rice cooking spoon. I didn't ask my wife if she had leaked the rice cooking spoon or not. Ask why? Because I was not willing to spoil my first night. Presiding officer, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Cooking has never been my best hobby before I got married. But after marriage, it has become one of my best hobby. Ask why? Fellow married Toastmasters are already aware of the reason behind cooking becomes the best hobby of an ideal husband. And unmarried fortunate Toastmasters, believe me, I still remember when I was a little kid, my grandmother used to tell me, Aline, don't play with burning firewood, otherwise you will piss on your bed. And I never believed on her this logic. Ask why? Not because I do not piss on my bed, but because I do piss on my bed, even when I do not touch the firewood. We Nepalese don't have advanced scientific knowledge, but we do have developed such a funny logics that if the scientists of NASA came to know about those logics, they might get instant heart attack. I got break up with my first love because I went to meet her 1 hour late on our first date. Ask why? When I was going to meet her, a black cat crossed my road and I was waiting there for 1 hour for someone else to pass that road first. My father passed away about 4 years ago. And at that time, I had to go through many ritual processes like Shraddha. It is a process of offering food to our dead ancestor. And on that day, I asked the priest, is there any restroom in heaven? He said, no way. How can you imagine a restroom in heaven? Then I said, if there is no restroom in heaven, then we should not offer so many foods to my dead father. Ask why? Because by any means, if he gets it, and if he eats all those foods, then he would have a big trouble the next morning. In the process of Shraddha, the priest asked me, do your father used to wear any golden ornaments, gold ornaments like ring or chain? Cleverly, I replied, no, he was very fond of silver ornaments. He used to wear a silver ring. But the priest was not convinced. He asked me to buy a gold ring from a market and donate it to him in the name of tradition. He assured me that he would deliver that ring to my father in heaven. By the way, last week, I met the priest again. And I believe that he is never going to deliver that ring to my father. Ask why? Because I have seen that ring still shining in his own fingers. I am Buddhist by birth. Buddha was the first person who is against worshipping stone statue of gods. And now you see millions of statues of Buddha are made and people are worshipping in front of his statue. It is really nonsense to throw a 1 rupee coin from far behind to the head of the statue of Buddha. Ask why? It hurts. Jokes apart, because Buddha was the first person who sacrificed all his belongings, all his wealth, even his country, for getting enlightenment. There is a back road in my home and people used to throw rubbish and garbage in that part of my building. One morning, I was getting a very good smell of dope and agarbattis from that part of a building instead of the smell of human excreta and rubbish. Ask why? Because the day before that day, I brought a very beautiful stone from a river bank and then I put that stone there with some abir and scatter some rice and flour over there. Guess what? Surprisingly, the people started to worship that stone from that morning. I have a very innocent friend. One day he came to me and asked, Alin, I got married for 2 years. And my wife and I have been visiting temple to temple for getting babies, but we are still not having any kids. Please help us. I said, neither God nor I can help you in this matter. Ask why. I suggested him, instead of going to temple, why don't you go to honeymoon once? He did. Guess what? He got a lovely twins after 9 months. I strongly believe that my vehicles never get accident. Ask why. Because I sacrifice a goat in front of my vehicles every year. Don't you believe that sacrificing, killing animals ritually in front of vehicles saves our vehicles from accidents? We don't have to fit CC cameras in our gates. Ask why. Because we have already hanged lemon and chilies over there. We please don't have to go to hospital. Ask why. Not because we don't get ill, but because we have so many rituals and so many pujas for every kind of diseases. I strongly believe on horoscope. One morning I was reading my horoscope in a newspaper, and it was written there that your bad luck is on your hands. A cup of tea I was holding suddenly fell down. I was bottoming my short, the bottoms fell off. I went to open the doorknob fell off. Then I decided to not hold anything on my hand that day. Guess what? I almost got sick in the evening. Ask why? Because I refused to go to the restroom the whole day. Now please don't ask why. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Chandini. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alin, for a wonderful speech. Let's give a round of applause.
Wow, love it.